In this video, I will be talking about the second part of my writing process, which is to have an outline. In the first video, I talked about how step one for writing my stories is to have an idea, and that idea comes from life experiences. I also read from chapter 1 from my book, Rain, The Dream, and so my life experiences gives me ideas for my story. As for Rain, A Dream, gave me the idea for the book, Rain. After I have an idea, I like to write an outline, and the outline kind of guides me as to what's going to happen first, second, third, fourth, and so on in the story. So the basic structure is that you have the main character, and the main character has a problem, an issue, some type of conflict. Then you have what the main character decides to do to resolve that conflict. And at the peak of the story, the middle of the story, or the climax of the story, the main character faces the obstacle or whatever it is that's keeping them from solving their problem or conflict. So that's the peak. And then after that, you have like the main character is working through the conflict, and you eventually have the end of the story. So that's like the structure that I follow. So like the first chapters or the first scenes serves as an intro. So chapter 1, The Dream, that was the intro. Chapter 2, I'm going to read in a few minutes. That's also part of the intro. But with each scene, you want to add tension. With each page, you want to have tension, and you want to build on that tension. So, and after the outline, step 3 is to have a character profile, and that is where I list all the characters in the story, and I basically give all the characters life. So I give them everything from strengths to weaknesses, their age, what they look like, what type of personality they have. But I'll get into that in the next video. That will be step 3. But right now, I'm going to read chapter 2 of Rain. Chapter 2 is called Everybody's Gotta Hustle. The earliest light of day was the quietest part of day on 47th Street. I can recall Daddy holding my hand tightly while tugging me down the sleeping street. To me, 47 was always the dingy shade of black, brown, and green that could not be brightened by any amount of sunlight. You could get anything on 47th Street. It was the place to buy groceries, clothing, or a 6-piece wing doused with mild sauce. Or you can go to one of the hustlers on the corner, in the currency exchange, at the gas station, in the barber shop, in the beauty shop to buy an outfit, shoes, electronics, music, movies and music, anything. Alcoholics, drug addicts, and other type of hustlers also were on the street like scars of shame on a man's face who had so many opportunities to prosper but missed them all. Daddy and I took advantage of the opportunity. Since the age of 4, I had to hustle. Daddy and I walked up and down the street all day selling everything from lighters to socks to electronics. After school, I didn't go home. I went to the streets to help Daddy sell whatever he had in his possession at the time. I always wanted a normal life. I wanted Daddy to get a normal job. I wanted to come home from school, do homework, and have a hot cooked meal. I expressed my concerns to Daddy, and he explained his hustle to me. He said, everybody's got a hustle because everybody is born one. They learn whatever it is they need to know to make it on the streets, or if they choose, they work for some big corporation. It doesn't matter. You push drugs, sex, and dirty money in the ghetto. You push in some fancy office building downtown. His motto was, to hustle is to struggle, and to struggle is to live. And to live is to do what you want and not what you can. That's life 101, baby. The only rule you need to live by. Over dinner, Daddy would say, only working men eat. While buying and washing clothes, he said, only a working man is able to keep up his appearance. At the end of the day, with some woman by his side, he said a working man always gets to play hard. I understood what Daddy was saying because I was smart for my age. The teachers at school told Daddy I was granted admission into a school for gifted children on the north side of Chicago. All Daddy had to do was to go to school and sign some papers, but he was too busy for paperwork. So I stayed in a school that I was too smart for, which led to boredom and mediocre grades and the infatuation of waiting for 2:30 so I can hit the streets with Daddy. Daddy was the most influential figure in my life. He was slender and so tall he towered over everyone. His skin was a deep, dark brown, and when it glistened from a hard day's work in the summer's heat, it looked maroon. He had deep-set eyes like portals that hold you into the essence of his stories and philosophies, giving a visual of the words that came from his thick, parting lips. As I grew older, I wanted to be the working man Daddy talked about because I wanted nice clothes, to eat well, and to live without anyone telling me what I can and cannot do. Daddy and I parted ways at the liquor store. He'd give me more or less $1 in change and spend the rest of his money on wine and women. I would spend my money for candy. All right, so that's chapter 2. Everybody's gotta hustle. Just to recap, the first step of my writing process is to have an idea. The second is to outline what I want my story to look like. The third part is what I call character profile. I list all the characters in my story, but I'll explain that more in the next video. So stay tuned.